Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Knockout Analysis presented by Cronio Media. I am your host, Ethan Chronister. Your co-host, Mr. Whit Barnes, is here as well. And we have yet another treat for the good people. We have Tater McSpadden here. Everybody give Tater a warm welcome. Mr. Tater, how are you doing today?
Marvelous. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good.
Can't
Glad to have
complain,
you
brother.
on. It's been
We
a
locked in.
while in the making here. But Mr. Tater, in case you guys are unaware of him, is also an XFN fighter like our friend Mr. Cat Daddy from the other night. Are you a Muay Thai champion in XFN?
I never lost my belt. They might have awarded it to a couple different people. You know how promotions do, but yeah. I was the 155 Muay Thai champ, and then they had the TJ Brown versus Alfred Walker fight, and Alfred. So I guess me and Alfred Walker are XFN 155-pound Muay Thai champ. But I
Eventually,
also hold the kickboxing 155-pound belt too.
eventually they'll make you fight to
So
the death for the
yeah,
155-pound Muay Thai belt.
if he will. Good.
He's been ducking you?
I've been trying to fight him MMA because he's a fellow Muay Thai guy, and I'm like, let's do 5-minute rounds MMA, but I don't think you really want to.
You don't want the
You know
smoke
how it
in
is.
MMA.
I like Alfred a lot though. Me and him been cool, been friends forever. You know, it's just you can't have two people with the belt. A
That is
belt. You know
true.
what I mean?
You're gonna run into
You
an
probably don't want shit
Aspinall
with the
John
grappler.
Jones situation.
Uh, Good man. I can't grapple.
So whenever you started out whenever you were an amateur, this is kind of a question I had. I was thinking. So you said before, we were talking before a little bit, you took 30 amateur fights. How did you know you were ready for your pro? You're just like, oh, I took 30 of these amateur fights. I'm ready to fight in pro, or
Well, I have like 30 some total fights. So
Mm,
however many amateur that is.
yeah.
Well, I just got offered. I was planning on going pro, like I had it in mind, but I just didn't have anything set. And then I got offered a kickboxing pro debut, 170, good pay on 3 days' notice. So I was like, all right, then, I'll do that. And
Was that the Gage Young fight?
no, it was my first pro fight. That's like the one that isn't on Tapology.
Oh yeah, word.
But yeah, it was on like 3 days' notice, and I didn't have to cut no weight. So I was like, oh okay, and I got paid pretty good because it was short notice. So
You knew your time had come in that moment. You're like, shit,
I,
man,
I
I
was
ain't
like,
gonna pass this up.
yeah, I was like, this is, and like the opponent was a local legend. You
Mm.
know, it was a good.
The
It was
fight was
good.
in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was in OKC at Criterion.
Hell yeah.
It was put on by XFN, but they do this weird thing. Like every year at the Criterion, it's like a private event for like a bunch of rich dudes, like rich people.
Mm.
They
The
like
weird
actually
venue.
Devin fought that night too. But they'll have like 5 fights, uh, and it won't be open to the public or anything. So,
Is
but
that the
Dale
one
Cook,
where Devin said that he fought in front of Sugar Ray Leonard?
yeah. I met Sugar Ray Leonard that night too. He was cool. He was
So they
cool.
have an event. Speak Criterion, I've been there. It's like that's just like a weird place to have fights. They just had you fight in front of a bunch of rich dudes.
like it was packed with like it was like a meta gala, like
What the fuck?
women in full dresses. Like it was sick too because like I didn't see the venue or anything until I walked out. So like I walk out and it's just like a giant cloud of cigar smoke and like
Mm.
old money looking dudes, full suits, smoking cigars. Like everybody was like super high fashioned, and it was nice. I just spinning back kicked this dude to the body, got a check, got to meet Sugar Ray Leonard, and it was fun.
Sounds like a hell of a debut,
And
man.
those dudes were
Shit.
getting lit too. You know what I mean? Because they're like rich dudes, but like Oklahoma rich dudes too. So they're
Mhm.
like it's like a bunch of dudes who like cowboy hat, suit. Their dad owns like an oil well or something. Like I don't even know.
Got
Their
a
dad
sick
owns
ass ranch.
fields. Like, but it was fun. So yeah, that was my pro debut, and I've been planning on it for a minute, but I just didn't know when, and then they hit me up, and I was like, bet.
So
Ain't no way to fly.
I asked this question to Cat Daddy, and I'll ask it to you too. What made you want to do fighting? Cat Daddy was Family Ties, so what was it for you?
Well, I ended up going with a couple buddies from church to Taekwondo. Started doing like Taekwondo stuff when I was like 14, 15, and it was like really the only sport that I was like somewhat okay at. Like I suck at sports. Like I was like like I was horrible at sports growing up. Like and yeah, I just started doing like a bunch of spinning back kicks and axe kicks in my backyard and like 5,000 hook kicks, and then I started hook kicking the local karate kids in the head, and I was like, this is sick. And then I had done that for a minute, and I was like, man, I really want to punch someone in the face like as hard as I can. So I started training with Mike Hayes and Pryor, who I still work with, and yeah, so I had my first like full rules Muay Thai fight when I was 15, a couple months after doing Muay Thai, and then just kept doing it. And then it was like, what else am I supposed to do? I ain't go to college. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how old are you now?
24.
24. So you've been fighting almost 10 years now, and you're only 24. This is the
Yep.
people they talk about with that have 50 years of experience at 20. He's one of them. But so as far as your resume goes, from what we can see on Tapology, obviously we've already gone over it's a little bit scuffed. So as far as MMA goes, it looks like your first MMA loss came in your third fight to Tristan Gwaltney. Would that be?
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I think Tapology has all my MMA fights. When was that? 2020? 2019? Something like that?
2021.
Yeah, 21.
According to Tapology.
21? Yeah. Yeah, that was my first MMA loss. I just got laid on.
Oh, you got laid on.
Yeah.
He got you on
Dude,
full guard and shit.
Every time, full circle, it always comes back to this freaking fight,
It's
man.
funny. It's funny because when they stopped that fight, like the stoppage, like why it's a TKO, is I was just like talking smack, headbutting his punches. Because he had like laid on me the whole time, and he was like punching me, like hit me, and I was just like headbutting him. And the ref is like, I'll stop it. And then just like stopped it. Like that was just one of those early fights to where I couldn't go.
As this thing is funny, every time it always finds a way to come back to this Tracy fight where he fought that Jordan Brown kid. That fight cracks me up every time I think of it.
Yeah. Tristan actually trains with us some. Tristan's a good dude too. We've known each other for years. Yeah, that fight, it was just like classic, like kickboxing kid versus tough grappler. You know?
Yeah, just laid on you the whole fight, as Wit would call him. What do you call
Yeah.
him, Wit?
They're laying you on the fence, man. Was he laying you on the fence? If he's laying you on the fence, he's a cage hugging fraud, is what I call him. Shit. Ain't nobody want to see that shit, man.
Yeah, that's how most of my losses have gone. Now
Cage
my
hugging.
my loss to Lester Betrez in MMA, I just got Ronda Rousey'd. I just got armbarred super early. Like that kid is really good. And if you look at his topology, he's armbarred a lot of people really early, and I happen to be one of them. So I can't necessarily shit on his grappler. Like I'm not gonna like shit on like a grappler if they're like punching me or like submitting me, you know. But if it's like they're just like burying their head in my chest and just laying, like, yeah, you're gay. So
If you're in a half guard, bro, or especially if you're against the cage, bro, I'll be sitting in my living room and be like, bro, split this shit up. I can't watch this shit.
You
yeah, I'll
should
just
go back and watch the podcast predictions anytime Paul Craig is in any of the fight cards and just listen to me go off on Paul Craig. That's the way
well,
that we feel about these guys that don't have we'll call it a high pace of fighting.
yeah, yeah. I don't really understand fighters that don't have any sense of urgency because I mean, you see me fight, like I'm trying to
Yeah,
get it wherever. Like I'm trying to do something.
all gas, no brakes is what Tater has.
Yeah,
He will throw the. I saw him in his last fight against Scarface. He was throwing some crazy stuff, just trying to get some stuff to land in like the third
yeah.
round.
That Foreman in that hoe.
He really was. So, well, it looks like for the most part you keep a pretty healthy rotation of kickboxing, MMA, and Muay Thai. Are any of them your favorite? Like, do you prefer one over the other?
Uh, I prefer MMA. You know, like I like knowing that this dude's just gonna try to take me down. You know, because I fought some good kickboxers, some good Muay Thai guys, to where it's like this guy's good and he's gonna try to like elbow my face in or knee me in the face and kick me in the head and like that's cool. But like it's like much nicer when I'm like, oh, worst case scenario, this guy's just gonna like lay on me and push me against the cage, like you know, like I like 5 minute rounds. I like the 4 ounce gloves. Like I do love 4 ounce Muay Thai because it's like go go go. But nah, MMA is still my favorite because I just feel like I have such a striking advantage in MMA. You know,
For
so
for
you kind of get the game plan of what they're gonna do.
four out of your last fights have been Muay Thai or kickboxing. Has it
Mm.
been like them not offering you like MMA fights, or is it just like, oh, you've had like better opportunities there?
Well, his next
No,
fight's an
I
MMA fight.
yeah, I took that loss by armbar back in 20. Was that last year?
It was
2024 in
24.
February.
Yeah, that feels like forever ago. But I took that loss and was like, oh, I just need to like grind out some grappling, grind out way more MMA stuff, and just kickbox and do Muay Thai to stay active. You know, because I my couple losses in MMA were against two really good guys with good records, and I was like, yeah, I just need to like fight local, stay active with kickboxing and Muay Thai while I really just like grind out my MMA stuff and develop that more. Because I went pro and was just taking fights, taking really good guys, and because I kind of had an amateur ego of like I'll fight anybody anywhere, and like how I used to be, and then I was like, man, my like pro record actually kind of matters, so like I need to take smarter fights, and I need to just develop my game a little more. I was pretty green. I'd only had a couple amateur, MMA fights when I went pro. So I was still pretty green when it came to the MMA game. So I've just been grinding that out this last year, doing a lot of MMA, a lot of grappling, and just staying active while, I've kickboxed for so long. I've kickboxed every weekend. I can do Muay Thai whenever. No big deal.
It looks like you said that Lester Batres or whatever, right after that fight, it looks like you were supposed to fight Chris Hansen in a Muay Thai fight, but he must have had to catch a Predator that night. Then you fought Brakendon Freeman in a kickboxing fight, to which you won a knockout in round 3. And then you fought Tevin Lasky that one looks like it was for a title, where you defended your title. So you must have taken the title from Freeman, is what I'm gathering from that.
That fight was a vacant title.
Okay. And then
we fought for the 55 boxing.
We have the one that we were speaking about before we started the record button. You fought Chris Petty, which is the fight that Witt did indeed attend. And that was tell us a little bit about that fight, Tater, from what you can remember about it, if anything.
I remember. So it's funny, like, if you go back and watch the beginning of the fight, not using this as like an excuse at all, but like right out the gate, I get kicked low and I kind of bend over. And then bro just clubs me with like a 5 foot away from me overhand right, like right behind the ear, like. And so I was like pretty much rocked like 3 seconds in. Like, it's funny, like I get kicked low and I like bend down and then just a club lands basically to the back of my head, and then it was just like and it's funny because if you watch like the 3rd round, the one part I do remember is like I remember getting dropped and thinking like I got a flying knee him when he comes in. Like I remember like having that thought. Like it all like blends together, but I remember having the thought, he's running at me, jump knee. But if you like rewatch it, like when I do that flying knee, it was like right after I'd got like killed. Like I was like like I don't know how I got up. The second knockdown was really bad. Like I was basically out. And then I remember the elbow landing. Like I remember when I dropped him with the elbow. But it's funny because the post-fight interview is like why Joe Rogan like doesn't try to interview guys that have been rocked and knocked out, because I'm like next month I'm fighting UFC 400. Like I'm just out of it, just kind of like I'm fighting UFC 400. I have a bunch of fights and never been dropped. Like I'm not making any sense. Like yeah, he probably took a couple months off my life with that one, but.
Yeah,
but that was a good one. I was glad to kind of show like a different side of like, my fighting. I wouldn't say my style, but like just a different side of me of like, oh yeah, you gotta put me out of there all the way, but also like people be like, man, you're really tough and you really powered through it and like you didn't give up. Like I was way too concussed to give up. Like I didn't make a conscious choice of like I gotta go, like I gotta pull this out the bag. I was just like punch, kick, like your my body just went on autopilot. You know what I mean? It was just like do what you know.
You locked the fuck in.
And then that's like, yeah, your body's like, you gotta lock in or you're gonna die.
According to Tapology, it looks like shortly after that you had scheduled a rematch for that fight. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we were supposed to rematch, but he pulled for something, I don't know.
He didn't want another knee to the chin, that's why.
But also, like, when that rematch pulled through, I wasn't mad about it. Because, like, that's a guy that's, like very crude and like he has a very weird style of like he'll throw like a couple just giant haymakers that'll like set up like a straight down the middle, but he closes range with these giant haymakers, and then one comes down the middle like fully loaded. And he's a dude that like climbs trees for a living. He's like a tree climber, does like
Oh shit.
like hard labor shit like that. Like he has a tree climbing business, so he's like strong. And when that like rematch fell through, like I wasn't mad about it because that's one where like if you miss, like he causes significant damage. Like I fought hard hitting guys, and he's just one of those guys. Like so when they were like he backed out, I was like, oh, thank God. I was like I felt like I could win without all the beginning of the last fight. Like I felt like I could just go out there and clinch him and just sleep him. But it's just like dangerous, You make a mistake, you could just get caught. And I was like, I'm not gonna beat him in any cooler way than I just did. like, you know.
So tell us a little bit about the fight that they replaced that with for you, because they have. It looks like they gave you an MMA fight. You were the second to last fight on the card, the co-main. You fought. It looks like Abraham Benjamin, who appears to be from, I believe, Nigeria. But I mean, I don't want to speak too freely here, but based off of what I'm reading from his record here, he is not the best person in the world.
Like the best person?
Best fighter in the world.
Oh, it's funny because like he doesn't have the best like record, but he had a big amateur career too, like a really big amateur career, like Devin White, like me, you know what I mean? Like he's been around for a long time, and he was always like a really good kickboxer, like really good kickboxer, MMA. Always had great striking. Came from a good gym, and I bet he has like 40, 50 fights or something too, like amateur fights. I don't think he had been very active. He had fought some good guys in MMA. I mean, he's no world champion, but he definitely wasn't a bum. He was a good guy that his record didn't really show that. Like you'd have to be in the scene for a long time, you know, just because how the amateur kickboxing scene is just like not online at all. Like it like doesn't exist on the internet. But no, he wasn't bad. He was rangy, kind of tricky, but I just kicked his leg off and cut him open. And
Yeah, that's one thing about the Muay Thai guys when you're fighting in MMA. You better watch them legs.
yeah,
Especially Tater's. I've listened to y'all at home. I've listened to these fights that he's done. His kicks to the leg sound like 12 gauge gunshots. They're just hard.
I'm always fighting tall dudes.
FX.
No legs. I'm always fighting them tall Nigerians with no legs, no calves.
Yeah, he got to the. Again, I've said it in the last one. I'll say it to y'all again. If you haven't watched these XFN cards, watch them. They've got all kinds. They've got, for example, the last one, they had the Cat Daddy's fight where he was fighting another champion from a different organization where they fought without putting their belts on the line. They had Tater fight. They had Tracy fight for the belt, and then after it's all said and done, they bring Talon and that other dude out there from Jinx and just let them kill each other for 6 minutes around. Those things are so fun to watch. Like eventually we'll have Talon on here too, because he's just a fun guy. He's just fun.
Yeah, that's the best. It's funny when I talk to someone like, especially if they're like from Tulsa, from around here, and I'm like, "You've never been to a fight ever, like any fight." Like, what have you been to? Like, an Aerosmith concert, but you haven't been to fights? Like, you've
Ain't
been to the...
nobody come to Tulsa for concerts, man. Go fucking watch XFN, man.
Yeah, it's like, what you've been to the River Spirit, but you haven't been there for fights. Like,
It's get
I
over
didn't know about
yourself.
it till about 18 months ago, and I was like, dude, I've been watching UFC this whole time, and XFN's out here. What the fuck am I doing?
Facts.
yeah,
Which I live
black.
in Oklahoma City now, but I'm just like, damn, if I'm ever around there, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go watch these fools beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they're fun.
So what is end goal for Tater? Is I know you have the MMA fight coming up. Are you hoping for a chance at the Contender Series at some point? Are you looking for any other promotions, or are you kind of just content being in the XFN for right now?
Yeah, I'm looking to fight for in front of the most amount of people for the most amount of money.
Sticks were made, but we're back.
It's all good. But yeah, I mean, I think for sure there's a definite reality we could see both you and Tracy fighting on the Contender Series. I think Tracy, as far as MMA goes, just because he's taken more MMA fights, might be a little closer. Just because you have all the
Mm-hmm.
sprinkled in stuff in between. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any reality where you can't make it to the Contender Series, especially if you keep winning.
Yeah, I think I'm 3-2 now. I think I'm 3-4 wins away from being Contender Series spot. Like, specifically with my style, and I feel like with my fighting style, with my, finishing capabilities and my image, my character overall, like, I feel like it's very marketable, you know,
Yeah, I think
and just like my highlight reel, like um,
yeah, I
I think,
definitely think you and Tracy are very marketable UFC type fighters. Just because Tracy had some instances in his younger amateur career where he was very marketable. That dude was talking anything and everything that he could talk. But it's just
yeah,
more
he's
nowadays.
humbled down. He's humbled down in his old age a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still a shit talker, but he used to shit talk even more for sure.
yeah,
But he was just he is. I mean, his first handful of fights, he was just dog walking people. So like,
for sure.
dude,
But
and the Jordan Brown fight is. I know you hold it dear to you. It might be my favorite moment in MMA history. Period. Like not even like local or like my friends fighting. Just period. Like the fact that the dude pulls out the bow and arrow and then like
gets
Tracy flips him off.
yeah, and gets
Just
knocked out. He really got knocked
then
out in like 20 seconds, but
he he drops him, ground and pounds him, chokes him, knocks him out, chokes him. Like it's just like knockout, choke, knockout, choke.
yeah, like an
No, like he chokes him unconscious like this, and then just like beat the fuck out of him. Gosh, it was so fun.
yeah,
He had a fucking Oramax, man.
I don't know who that ref was in that one, but he should be studied because I don't know how that stopped. That's why it wasn't stopped.
Yeah, that is definitely one of my most favorite. And like I had forgot about it like for like a minute, and I like I remember I just like remembered it and like seen the clip of it, and I was like, Tracy, I completely forgot about this moment. This is the best moment ever.
That's why when I did my interview with him when we sponsored him, which shout out to shout out to the people here. I think we're going to be doing that again here pretty shortly. But when I did that and I asked him, I said, "So what do you like?" He said, "If I'm going to show somebody a moment where I tell them I'm a MMA fighter," he said, "I show them that clip." Me,
Literally, literally.
yeah. And if I was
That's
going to
one of those.
show someone that Tater was a fighter, I would show them the clip from the Chris Petty fight or whatever his name was. Of
Mm,
just the sheer turnaround after the knock or the rocking in the first 30 seconds to coming back and winning that fight via knockout. Absolute
yeah.
handling of adversity.
The
Was
yeah
there
that what
was there a huge difference? It's kind of like off topic, but was there a huge difference between fighting like Fury FC, which is like it's on Fight Pass, so it's like a little bit more well known than fighting in XFN?
No, except dude, Fury's a smaller venue. When I
Yeah.
fought in Texas, yeah, I mean it like has really good production, but their venue's smaller. They have like half as many people. Uh, like, dude, fighting dude, I fought Gage Young in basically a cornfield. But, like, we got that fight up earlier. It was at like a local civic center that could fit 50 people. And like everybody, dude, like literally, Tracy was holding pads for me, like right next to the ring. There was no back, there was no locker room. We were just like the locker room was like a curtain, but like it was dark in there. There were no lights, like, and it was like bring your own beer. Like there wasn't a bar. Like people had ice chests, you know. Like so, Tracy's holding pads for me right next to like my dad drinking a beer out of an ice chest, and then like they're like, "Hey, you're up," and I just walked in there, and I mean, there's like differences, I'm sure, like it feels a little different, but not really. It's like, hey, this guy's trying to punch me, and I'm trying to punch him. Like, it always kind of feels similar, you know what I mean?
Mm,
But it
fuck
is
it.
nice, like with me being so active this last year and fighting so much at the same place, it feels like extremely familiar, you know what I mean?
Mm. Do you get
That it,
offers from other promotions ever? Or?
yeah, I do, but I I talked to Dirty Boxing a while back the other day. Um, I've had random promotions, you know. I get fight offers all the time for random ass promotions everywhere, but they're not gonna pay me better than what XFN pays me,
Mm.
and it's 30 minutes from my house.
Well, so that's a hell of a deal, man. Staying
There's
local.
like no reason why I should fight anywhere else unless I'm like fighting contender or like a LFA title or something a little bigger.
Mm.
Yeah, to the Gage Young fight. Um, did you have any kind of premonition or anything when you fought him of like, hey, this guy's pretty good. He could make it to the UFC since he is currently on
I
the
knew he was
active
pretty good.
UFC roster.
We actually like had like a he's like one of the only guys I've had a good back and forth with. Like I usually don't be beefing, but like the promotion posted something and I was like, "Hype!" Like I commented like, "Hype! This is gonna be like a sick fight," and he was like, I was like, "Hype! This is gonna be a banger," and he was like, "It's not gonna be a banger. It's gonna be complete fucking domination by me or something." Like he talked hella shit, and but I like Gage a lot. We were like, even like before the fight, we were like in the bathroom talking shit to each other. You know, he's like one of the only fights that like I've actually like had some rapport back and forth. But I mean, I knew he was good. But he actually, who I was scheduled to fight, but they pulled like 4 weeks out.
Well, it was
Cody,
someone like Jose something, right?
no, it was Cody Fister.
Oh, Cody Fist.
Cody Fister.
No, it's just
He
a
fought.
tier one name.
He
What's
fought. He fought Sage Northcutt in the UFC.
What about
He
to say,
was
whose sister are you fighting?
whose sister. Yeah, like Sage Northcutt beat him in the UFC. Like he used to be in the UFC. Uh,
Yeah.
but I was hyped to fight him because he had like 30 pro fights, but like he can't kickbox his way out of a paper bag. He's just like a farm kid that can just shoot and lay on people. So I was excited to fight him in kickboxing. I was like, I'm gonna kill this dude. And he backed out, and then I mean I knew Gage was good, but he was slick.
Yeah,
And if you watch it, I was doing good. Like I felt like I was up. I just ran into a knee.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the information on Tapology from that fight, and it says it was at the Macon Expo Center in Macon, Missouri. Enclosure was cage. MMA bouts 6, kickboxing bouts 4. Most of the other ones have like an attendance or anything. This one doesn't even bother to mention it.
I'm about to figure out where Macon, Missouri is,
We were
bro.
the only pro fight on the card. There wasn't any more pro fights. So we were the one pro fight. But we got. The thing is, though, is like they paid me pretty well for that fight because we were the only pro fight.
In fact, they're like, "Hey,
It
we
was like
got
the most
we
I'd
got a
ever
little bit
been.
more
It was
money
like,
for you."
yeah, it was like the most I'd ever been paid, like as a pro, like at that time, because they didn't have to pay no one else. They had to pay 2 people. They probably didn't even have to pay the commission. Like it was just like I bet if you look up Macon population, it's like 1,000 or something. Like it was a tiny little town.
Dude, Macon, Missouri. I just looked it up. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Kansas City. It's the middle of nowhere.
Dude, cornfields. Like it
Mm.
was. We drove up there. It was like a 5.5 hour drive to nothing.
At least you got paid well to take that 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah, and I mean, I got paid well for like 3.5 minutes. Like it was like the beginning of the second round. I walked right into a knee, so you know, I'll take it. But no, I don't even like those like old fights or old losses or whatever. Don't really bother me at all. Just because like I feel like in the last 6 months, in the last year, like I've evolved at such a rapid pace. I feel like it's been going like that, for the last 5 years, since forever, but especially the last couple of years. Like I feel like I've evolved so much that you know I don't even look at those fights as me fighting. It's like uh,
You're a different animal, but the same beast.
yeah, I'm like, oh, that was cool. And a lot of those fights, I just learned a lot. Um, yeah, but it definitely feels nice to be on a streak. You know.
I mean, you are, like we said earlier, regarded as the most exciting fighter in Oklahoma. I mean, just look at the stats. You have 5 wins in the last year or so. 4 of them have been finishes, and one of them was an absolute war with someone who finished you in the past. And you have another MMA fight coming up. What can you tell us about the guy that you're fighting? Anything that you've found on him yet, or anything you know about him?
Yeah. I think I've for sure got an opponent. Well, they made did they post the poster?
I think
Might
I
have
Ben
been them.
Vasquez is the name.
Ben Vasquez. Okay, I didn't know if they posted the poster yet. I was like, if they haven't posted the poster, I can't say for sure because
Mm. Why is
you
it
know.
160 instead of 155?
Uh,
Do you know?
that's just what they've offered me recently.
Oh shit.
And I came in heavy a couple fights ago by a couple pounds, and they were like, and I had a couple. That Abraham Benjamin fight was the opponent got switched short notice, so the guy asked if he could do 160, and I was like, oh, I love fighting at 160.
Dude, this guy
160.
fought Jimmy Flick in 20. Wait, what year did he fight this? This dude fought Jimmy Flick in 2017, man. This dude you're about to fight.
Yeah, dude. So yeah. So he is a he's on some good old TRT.
Oh.
He's just a jacked old Mexican dude. I know he's gonna be tough as shit. His son actually fought and won last night for Fury. Was it Fury or Peak? I don't know. His son's pretty good, Mario Vasquez. Uh, yeah. I mean, it feels nice not fighting like a 6'3" savage.
You fight a lot of 6'3" guys at 155.
You'd be surprised, bro. A lot of people are tall.
How the fuck do they make the weight?
They got no legs, bro. That's why I can't kick their legs,
The
dude.
same way
That's
Sean
insane, bro.
Woodson makes the fights.
I mean, Sean Woodson is a fucking him and Jalen Turner, dude. I just see them. I'm like,
Dude,
yeah,
I fought so
it's
many
crazy.
Jalen Turners. Every person I fought has been like Jalen Turner. Look
That's
at my highlight
crazy.
reel. You squint, they all look like Jalen Turner.
I'll take my contacts out and we'll go watch some YouTube real quick. I got you. That's crazy, man. Like
Dude, it's funny because there's been the last dude I fought was Mexican, and this next dude's Mexican. But I posted my highlight reel of my last handful of fights, and everyone was commenting like Drew Dober related stuff. Where it's like Drew Dober only beats African American fighters. And, like, I've just fought a lot of African American dudes my last handful of fights, and my highlight reel looked like a hate crime. I was like, I'm not Drew Dober.
So tell us a little bit, because we mentioned it. What's it like, and how many professional MMA fighters or UFC fighters do you get to train with on a regular basis? I know you've been out to Bryce Mitchell's place with Tracy. Tracy's been out there more, but are there any other actual pro fighters that you've gotten to train with that have ever had time in the UFC? Like
I
TJ?
trained with Sean O'Malley a couple years ago.
Damn right.
Me and a couple buddies went out there and stayed for like a week down in Houston, and we trained at with Tim Welch and at Tim Welch's spot. They were really cool. They were cool people. I didn't do like a whole lot of like really. I didn't do any like one-on-one stuff with Sean O'Malley or anything. But he was in the room, and it was just a tiny little spot. And then there were a handful of other guys that were there at the time, like Drakkar Close, Courtney Casey. Got to spar some with Drakkar Close, and who else have I trained with? I trained at the Goat Shed a couple years ago. Now, like everyone I trained with down there and sparred with are either like Karate Combat or a couple 1FC guys. That one dude, what's his name? He actually was just on the Ultimate Fighter. He's like a little Cuban guy. I sparred with him down there.
Was it one of the guys that were in the finals?
I didn't watch it.
Shit.
Like I didn't. I watched like the first 2 episodes, and then I haven't watched any more of it.
I'm about to say I only know who the guys in the finals. There was a Morales dude, and there was a dude from like Kyrgyzstan or something like that.
I don't know, but he was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Hell yeah.
And then who was down there too? What's that redheaded chick's name that fights in the UFC? Like dyed red hair. She was low key submitting everybody for a minute.
Jazz Duvicius? Or
Trying to think of her name, bro.
She was down there, but
Yeah.
Ghost Shed had a lot of people. I went and trained and sparred a lot of those guys. They were cool.
Damn right. So, say for instance, when you went to Bryce Mitchell's house to train with him, and you said that they brought you out there so you could get a few rounds in with him because of his fight in Abu Dhabi. Is it fair to say, or maybe you can attest, is it fair to say that there's levels to the MMA game? Like, could you tell as you were sparring with him or doing rounds with him that this guy is definitely a professional?
So Bryce is really good grappler, really good jiu-jitsu, really, really strong. But MMA ain't nothing like NBA or any of those sports. You'd be surprised at the lack of levels. Or you'd be surprised at the lack of skill gap between someone like me and Tracy and a top 10 UFC guy. Not even shitting on those guys. You know what I mean? It's just, this ain't the NBA. Those guys aren't like freak athletes that have so many more fights and so many more years than us. You know, it might be not that they're not better or better in ways or, you know, have done better with their career, but on a skill level wise, like I'm confident that I can like outstrike a lot of dudes in the UFC. You know, I'm confident that I can beat a lot of dudes in the UFC, MMA or whatever rule set. You know what I mean? So like the skill gap isn't as large as you'd think because I feel like we have that like gap in our heads from like other sports. You know what I mean? Like most like D1 athletes probably couldn't one on one or like do very well against like the peak of, you know, other sports, but it's not like that in MMA. You know, there is a, you know, levels to it and a skill gap, but that's like maybe the top 3, the top 5, you know. And most of that is just performing better. Like a guy like I feel like the best example is like a guy like Marab or somebody. Like there isn't a huge skill gap between him and the rest of the guys. He just performs better, you know. I think there's some guys that are outliers and like are like extremely special in what they do, you know. Like like all the Dagestani guys or like Islam, Cosmot, like all those guys have like a major skill gap and level difference in their grappling. But you're not gonna convince me there's some like giant skill gap between me and Dustin Poirier. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not even hating on them, but like, there's not. You know, he might perform better, he might fight better, but like as in a skill gap there, you know, it's not as big as you would assume.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, like, fighters that you know there's, like, a for sure skill gap between them and someone else is, like, Ilia Topuria and most of the rest of the division and, like, actual just boxing. Because that guy is a
Yeah,
freak
sure.
in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I think
A
Ilia
lot of it, a
Topuria
lot of it
could
is
stop doing
tangible.
MMA and become a boxing champion.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think he could. Maybe
You think
not
he beats
a...
Terrence? Shit.
I don't think he would be in the top 50. I'm not capping. I bet there's a kid from South Philly that's 18 that would outbox Elliot Poirier right now. 100%. Like I'm not even capping.
I'll go find him. That's about an hour from my house.
Like I think Ilya. I love Ilya. I think he has amazing boxing, but you know, I mean, if you sparred with like a really high level boxer, like this boxes every day, like
Reflexes are insane, man.
There's like the speed, everything's like a big, you know, there's a big difference,
Well,
you know.
full disclosure, part of this is just my hatred for boxing. Like, I'm a boxer, I'm training for boxing, and I'm going to take boxing fights, but I will not watch professional boxing. It is the most boring fucking shit I've ever watched in my life.
Boxing does suck now.
Yeah. It's like
It
this
does.
DAZN shit is so bad. They just let people get paid whatever they want to pay, and they sit there and they fucking run around the ring. Yes, I know there's technique. Yes, I know there's strategy, but fucking punch each other and quit being pussies.
That's like, no, that's like the same idea of like, bro, I'm a Cosmot fan, and I like him, and I get dominating DDP for 5 rounds. How he did it is amazing. It's awesome. But bro, you got a guy on a mounted crucifix for 5 rounds. You can hurt the dude, bro. You can finish him. You can cut him. Like, you get called a casual for that. It's like, no, bro, you're boring as hell for
No,
this.
nobody wants to watch that shit, man.
Dude, it's just like, if you're in this position, you should be able to like cause some sort of damage or finish the dude.
Mm.
I mean, last time he knocked somebody out, he knocked out Gerald Mearshart, who was literally...
No, I think he can. Dude, he mounted crucifix the dude.
That's so hard a position to get, bro. Like, you don't get that on a lot of people, and he got it for like 15 straight.
It's
dude,
not
that
I
fight
don't
pissed
think
me
he
off.
can't. Dude, if I thought he couldn't, I would praise the performance. Like if I thought he couldn't finish somebody or hurt somebody from what he did, I'd be like, man, he got it done. But it's like, dude, you could, dude. Have you ever have you ever seen me in a position more than 20 seconds that I didn't do damage? Any position, on my back took in. Like I've never been in a position that let alone like mounted crucifix. Like it's the same way with boxing. It's like, oh man, they're circling, they're fainting. like, shut up, bro! Punch the dude like it's boxing. Like the old school dudes had great like technique and were entertaining and like circled and moved and boxed and didn't get hit, but like they boxed the guy, you know.
Give me another Tommy Morrison. That's all I want.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
And like to touch on the crucifix, man, like that's something I was gonna say on like on another show with the Kamza fight. I was like, dude, it's impressive, but it was boring as shit. And like I've been in a crucifix, man. I'm a white belt in BJJ right now, man. I started like 3 months ago. Bro, I've had a guy that weighs like $140 soaking wet, bro, on me in a crucifix, bro. I couldn't do anything, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, this dude's been in that position 15 minutes. How's he not getting finished? That blew my damn mind.
It's like, how can you not at least cut him?
Like he walked out of there, he looked like he just went and had a light sparring day, man. It was crazy.
My favorite part was DDP trying to act like the first round didn't bother him, the second round didn't bother him. Then the third round, he's like, fuck, I'm bothered now. He's like, he literally just didn't have a choice. And then at the end of the fight, whenever they broke free, he almost fucking finished them.
Yeah. It was, yeah, it was kind of funny how boring it was. Like it was really like it was boring to a point that it was like started to get comical. Like, is this just how it's gonna be? It was just like take down mounted crucifix, take down mounted crucifix. I was like, again, bro. Like,
dude, even all the way up to the 5th round, I was texting my homie. I was like, Drickus has him right where he wants him. Drickus has him right where he wants him.
Dude, I used to do that. Like, funny story. Like when me and Tracy like first started training, like it's not much different than this now, but you know, we both got so much better. But when we first started training, like he could not punch his way out of a paper bag, and I couldn't grapple a toddler. You know, like I had no grappling, he had no striking, and we'd spar over here at Payjack, the legend, Payjack Martial Arts here in Claremore.
Rogers County.
What?
Rogers County.
Oh yeah, and the cage was like, you know, like a 4x4 homemade shitty cage, and since I couldn't grapple, like when we were standing, like I was gonna get mines because I knew Tracy was gonna take me down, and every time it would be like I'd be on the feet and I'd be trying to kill him, and then he would take me down, and every single time he would mounted crucifix me and beat the piss out of me. Like without fail, I would get mounted crucifixed every time. Like mounted crucifix, him just beating and he would be like trying to kill me because when we were standing, I was trying to kill him, you know? So that was funny. Like I remember we used to do that shit. Like it'd be like the night before weigh-ins, we'd be like, I got to get a good sweat in, got to get some weight off. And it would just be him, like, mounted crucifixing me, beating the shit out of me, or, like, me kicking him in the head as hard as I could, like, the day before weigh-ins. You know, eventually that got to where, like, I'm not getting mounted crucifixed anymore, but that's what that fight reminded me of. I was like, that reminds me of Tracy and me.
Gave you some PTSD.
Yeah. 5 years ago.
I mean, it's one of those deals, and we've said it in a couple of the other things, and I've heard Tater say it outside. The grappling that Tracy has comparative, which, again, we go back to the thing that we said earlier about skill gap. Tracy's got a pretty big skill gap in wrestling with the rest of his division there.
And he has it's funny because I've seen him out grapple and out wrestle guys that like on paper shouldn't, given their like college pedigree or like their jujitsu pedigree. You know what I mean? Like, uh, even with him like not having like some crazy college career or anything, like I've seen him out grapple a lot of people that on paper he shouldn't out grapple. But some people just kind of have the sauce. I think some people just have the sauce with certain stuff, and
Well, that's
like I feel like I got the sauce, with a lot of my striking stuff, and I feel like that's just how it is with Tracy too. Like he just kind of got that sauce when it comes to the pressure, the top game, like.
Yeah, well, that's like a lot of people would say, even with you. Most of the guys you fight end up being way taller than you, so a lot of people are not going to pick you to win just because they're going to think that you're outmatched, and they don't know ball. They don't know Tater. So they pick him to
Yeah.
lose, and then he chops them twig legs down with them Muay Thai kicks, and then all of a sudden they're on the ground rolling around having to get wheelchaired out of the ring because their
And
fucking
then I kick
legs
it
are
more.
dead.
Then when they fall, I kick it a couple more times.
Facts. That's fighting. A lot of people, they won't know this, but fighting is 99% skill, 1% just being an asshole. Which is kind of like what we just said. Somebody falls, kick
It
their leg
is
again.
honestly, my honest assessment is 40% skill, 60% swag. Dude, no, 100%, bro. Like, I bet,
Those words to live
like,
by.
literally, like, let me think, like, a guy like, I feel like Marab is just the best example.
Mm.
He just swags on him. Dude, everyone he's fought is better than him. Almost. You know what I mean? Like, Umar is better than Marab. Like, a lot of dudes, like, if it's just like technique for technique, skill for skill, you know what I mean? But when it comes to the swag, like, Marab's winning, you know what I mean? A lot, and even like a, Taporia is at a higher level of skill than a lot of people, most people. But like his is a lot of just like belief and performance. Like the same thing as like prime Conor McGregor. Like there wasn't a huge skill gap between him and like prime Jose Aldo or like those guys. It was just swag, like just putting it there. That's what fighting is. It's just performing and putting it there. Like you've seen it. Like you've seen me, Tracy, like plenty of dudes fight like ass, lose fights like against guys that are not better than us. You know what I mean? Just because we perform like ass and we didn't have our swag. So it's like
Well, just
it's all
think
swag.
about the evolution of kind of like what you just said. Like, um, I'm looking now at your Tapology picture, and you have long purple or pink hair. You don't have that tattoo that's right there on your chest right now in this picture. But you've gone from the mullet with cornrows, you've gone to the pink hair, you've had all kinds of different swag maneuvers going around. Now you've got more tattoos and you've got the hair going on now. But like even just look at Tracy. Tracy went from the short or like the longer brown hair to he went to the bleached long hair and now he puts his hair in the braids. So it's like
Dude, I love the braids and the do rag. They go so hard. So pip.
Tracy Aura maxes every fight.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah,
outswag a man like that, man. Shit.
he goes full light skin on him when he puts that do rag on.
But then you kind of got to like a guy like Cat Daddy because Cat Daddy just goes in there. He doesn't do a whole lot of theatrics most of the time. He just goes in there, just beats the fuck out of people.
Yeah, he has that like just that sauce when it comes to that power in his left hand. His left hand's ridiculous, bro. Like he has he's one of the most naturally hard hitting guys because I mean he's like a skinny guy. He's not like jacked.
He
I know
reminds
he
me
don't.
in
I
like
know my boy
appearance of
Devin don't
Kevin
be
Hall.
lifting weight. Yeah, like he has a physique, like a build like that. Like I know he don't be lifting. He doesn't cut a shit ton of weight. Like he just cracks. He just has a left hand that just. I felt that I've sparred Devin a bunch. Like you can be chilling and then like his left hand just like it's weird.
I think it's just like the technique because he's practiced that specific punch quite a bit.
I think some people just have natural power, like
Yeah.
natural. There's something. Firas Sahabi talks about it, like something in like the connective tissue. Like it's not the muscle, it's not like the technique. It's like something in the way like your body's able to like transfer the force and like your fucking tendons or your fascia, or whatever. You know, it's. I think
I mean,
some people do just have a natural touch. You know what I mean?
I think the perfect example of
arts, man.
natural power is Ngannou, who just literally goes in there and throws punches with zero technique, and just if he lands one, you're just going to sleep. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Who really has like a natural? I mean, Connor was technique and timing, but that was a natural. Just like he put it there.
But what's
Wasn't
on?
a big thing. You know, I think Toporia's a lot of like, you know, technique and good boxing technique, but still, you know, probably the hardest hitter ever, Chase Hooper.
Dude, yeah. Nasty. Dude, the greatest kickboxer I've ever seen, bro. Like
The greatest kickboxer, Bilal Muhammad.
whenever Bilal Muhammad hits people, they don't fucking move, dude.
Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, man. But yeah, here's where we're at. So, Mr. Tater here does have an MMA fight coming up. He is going to be fighting, what is it, October 14th? 10th. October 10th. Be sure to check that out for him. Like I said, I think XFN fights are usually... I think the card is like $20 most of the time. 20 bucks, $24.99. Buy the damn cards. I've seen people bitching that they're still paying for XFN cards. Buy the fucking cards and quit bitching because I said so. Anyways, Tater.
Yeah, I get a pay-per-view percentage.
That's what I'm saying. Tater wants his money.
Yeah. But buy
918, baby. Support the 918.
I don't care where you are. Don't stream it. Buy tickets directly from me.
Facts.
I get $10. That $10 puts $10 worth of food in my child's mouth.
Facts. Y'all didn't get to see him. That kid was in here earlier. Already throwing head kicks.
He was hungry, so buy some tickets.
Facts.
He was locked in.
He was already throwing head kicks. He's like, look, he don't even know me. He got up on Tater's lap. He said, look, and then threw a head kick. I'm like, this kid's like a year old. Not even.
Yeah, he's coming for him.
That's what
He's
I'm
watching
saying.
film.
Blood's got a Muay Thai fight next week. Like,
exactly.
But anyways, check out Tater on XFN. Check out our good friends, Mr. McSpadden, Mr. Reeder, and Mr. White. I don't think Devin is going to fight probably for the rest of the year is what he made it sound like. Tracy and Tater, who knows? We'll see where the wind takes them after this next fight. Both of them got MMA fights coming up. I believe Tracy's going for a title defense, and Tater's just going to bash somebody's head in, unless he's fighting for a title too.
Stomping knees.
That's what I'm saying. He's flying knee. We're about to see a Superman cage kick from Tater McSpadden in the next fight. I'm calling it now.
Superman oblique kick.
Here we go. Anyway, be sure to check out that next XFN card. Like he said, October 10th. We're going to let Mr. McSpadden get back to his family at this time. We appreciate him being a part of this, and we hope and pray this isn't the only time that we interview him. This has been real fun. I say this every time. when I interview someone, especially like Tracy and Devin. This isn't even really like, it doesn't feel like an interview. It just feels like three guys just talking about fighting, like they've known each other their whole lives. Which
Yeah,
we've
for
all
sure.
we've all been in the same area, but I didn't know
Yeah.
him personally. But
Well, you know me now.
yes, sir, and we're glad to
Don't
know
know, now
you.
you know.
Exactly. Be sure to check this out on YouTube. Our editor here, Mr. Barnes, has got some work to do off of his own due diligence, but he he'll have this one up as soon as he can. I'm sure Tater will share it to his fans. We'll share it to ours. We're hoping this is probably, I think this is going to be the best video we've ever made simply off of who we have here, which is the GOAT, Tater McSpadden, the most exciting fighter in Oklahoma. Be sure to check out our sponsors, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and we will see you guys in the next one.